Gulliver's Travels by Jonathan Swift satirizes the conflicts within the English government during the late 1600s to the early 1700s. The 30 Years' War, the Dutch War, and the War of Spanish Succession all split the political parties of the time even further apart, causing great distress in the government and in turn to all of the citizens. During this era, people's conception of the universe turned more radical because of philosophers such as Descartes, Hobbes, and Locke, and made them believe in humanity's essential goodness. People like Swift were against these dramatic changes and spoke out against them, making this time period the Age of Satire.
In Gulliver's Travels, Gulliver visits 4 main countries, and in each he learns the customs and values of the people. He sees the differences between the types of societies and recognizes some better than others. He realizes that humanity isn't as great as he thought it was. Swift, through Gulliver, shows the dire characteristics of England and offers a solution to resolve the problems. The author, through satire and symbolism, suggests that patriotism and faith in one's country will help to rebuild a nation destroyed by corruption, leading to honesty and equality. Let's take a look at one part in the book where we see how the lust of power in the government causes officials to expose their true corruption as they fail to support their citizens' rights and only care for themselves.
The Emperor of Lilliput is at war with the Blefuscudians because both nations break their eggs from different sides. He sends Gulliver over to stop the enemy ships, and when he is successful and the Blefuscudians surrender, the Emperor wants Gulliver to enslave the rest of the country, but he refuses.
So, Mr. Swift, how does this show the lust of power? The Emperor, who represents King George I as a Whig supporter instead of a Tory supporter like me, is very cruel and discriminatory. He has no concern for others and only wants power, so he partakes in wars for complete control. He doesn't even reward Gulliver after he captures the enemy's fleet, as his only concern is for himself and the expansion of his country. When the ruler of a country is controlling and materialistic, he drags the whole nation down with him, never resulting in victory. The fact that he is blind to the consequences shows how people cannot see past their own goals and what it affects around them. Another part we can look at shows how naivety causes people to blindly follow the government without questioning the established customs, creating a society that can't think for himself. Swift sees the government taking control in all aspects of a citizen's life, religious, psychological, and physical, just because it has the power to.
In Lilliput, they bury the heads of the dead directly downward because they believe that the world will eventually turn upside down and their ancestors will be standing upright.
How does this naivety cause a downfall in the government? There is no scientific research to back it up, but they continue this custom because people have grown up with this belief and they don't know any better. The government has suppressed everyone so deeply that no one can stand up for themselves. Even the scholars, who know that this is just a futile act, still obey without protesting. This correlates to the weak structure of the English government because no one can stand up for their thoughts and ideas, posing a great threat in society. In England, whatever the ruler says go, which can end really poorly if the ruler doesn't have what's best in mind for the citizen. Because this led to the failure of their regime, individuals influenced by the Enlightenment attempted to create utopian societies which led them to forget their practical needs. Swift, who had more conservative beliefs, was against these new Enlightenment ideals that were the current obsession.
In Laputa, the people consider themselves to be quite intelligent, but they don't know how to put their newfound discoveries to practical use. The Laputians have mastered many math concepts, but when they attempt to make a suit for Gulliver, he finds it doesn't fit at all.
What would you say about the Enlightenment thinkers? The Enlightenment thinkers had lofty ideals, but they weren't able to carry them out properly, which turned out to be useless in the advancement of their country. By studying math, the Laputans hoped to solve great problems in their world and create a peaceful, harmonious society, but instead it just added more discord, just like in England, because people were lacking the basic principles such as courtesy and simplicity. To solve all this, Swift suggests that in a perfect society, people are loyal to an honest government and are genuinely friendly to their compatriots, bringing all people together in one nation.
In Brobdingnag, Gulliver is impressed with their military system as he observes that each farmer is under command of his own landlord, making the army disciplined because the people know who they are fighting for and have a sense of responsibility towards them.
How does trust allow a nation to come together? Once trust is established, it can break barriers and go against anything. The landlords have been honest with their citizens, and in turn, they value the decisions their leaders take because they have grown to put confidence in them. They cooperate and are able to perform their exercises well, which is why I think England should learn to do this to improve their own army and all departments in their government. The large size of the Brobdingnagian giants symbolizes their high values and morals, showing that it is the people who make up the country who add to its greatness. I believe that if each person puts in some effort to work together, the whole nation will cooperate and flourish.